They don't need your password. They need your panic. It looks like a normal office. Headsets, keyboards, a manager pacing the aisle, a whiteboard with targets, a bell that rings when someone closes. But they're not selling a product. They're selling a feeling. Urgency, authority, fear dressed as help. This isn't one scammer, it's an operation. Training, scripts, quotas, escalation desks. A workplace built to harvest trust, then cash it out. So here's the question. When fraud runs like a company, who shuts it down? Scroll 1, the office that shouldn't exist. They call it a call center. Sometimes they call it support. Sometimes it's sales. Rows of agents in cheap chairs. Headsets on, eyes down, voices steady. A supervisor walks the aisle. A whiteboard lists targets like it's a normal shift. Because the first advantage of a scam campus is camouflage. It looks like work. It has schedules, it has onboarding. It has managers who talk about performance. It has a front desk, it has security, it has a break room with rules. And inside that normality, something dangerous happens. Crime starts to feel routine. People stop asking, should we do this? They ask, how do we do this better? That is what makes a scam campus different from a lone scammer. Division of labor. One person reads the script, another person resets the phone numbers. Someone else handles payment instructions. Someone else handles escalations. There are people who never speak to victims at all. They manage the machine. They rotate caller IDs. They test new scripts. They track what converts. Calls are recorded, not for customer service, but for optimization. Good lines are repeated, bad lines are removed. It evolves like a sales team. There's usually a hierarchy on the floor. New agents in the front rows. Closers and supervisors in the back, brought in when someone resists. Because resistance is expected, and the system is built to overcome it. And that system is not improvisation. It's a workflow. Keep the target talking. Keep them slightly confused. Keep them slightly afraid. Move them step by step until their world shrinks to one decision. Stay on the line. Follow instructions. Make the payment. From the outside, this looks like a boring office. From the inside, it runs like a factory. A factory that doesn't manufacture products. It manufactures compliance. And once compliance is repeatable, the scam stops being a crime of opportunity. It becomes operations. Scroll 2. The scripted trap. The weapon isn't the phone. It's the script. Every line has a purpose. Every pause is planned. Because the goal isn't to convince you with facts. It's to move you with emotion. Step 1 is identity. They borrow a uniform you already trust. A bank fraud team, a government office, a delivery company, a tech support desk. Sometimes they spoof the caller ID. Sometimes they reference real departments and real jargon. Not to prove they're real, to make you stop asking if they're real. Step 2 is the trigger. A threat that feels urgent but slightly unclear. Suspicious activity, a compromised account, a package intercepted, an arrest warrant. They keep it vague because vagueness forces your brain to fill in the worst picture. And when you're imagining consequences, you're easier to guide. Step 3 is urgency. Act now. This is time sensitive. Do not wait. Urgency is the trapdoor because it shuts down verification. It makes the safe option feel dangerous. It makes the dangerous option feel safe. Step 4 is isolation. Stay on the line. Do not tell anyone. Don't call your bank. Don't involve your family. That instruction isn't random, it's surgical. They are cutting you off from anyone who might break the spell. Then comes the compliance ladder. Small steps first. Confirm your name. Confirm your address. Repeat a code. Open your banking app. Each step is harmless on its own. Together, they build momentum. Momentum is powerful because stopping feels like admitting you misjudged the situation. When you hesitate, the script branches. reassurance if you sound scared, aggression if you sound resistant, and escalation if you start thinking. That's when the supervisor appears, a deeper voice with more authority. Sometimes there's a fake case number, sometimes a fake email while you're on the call. Sometimes they guide you to a lookalike website to verify the situation. It doesn't need to withstand scrutiny for days. It only needs to feel real for 5 minutes. Because that's all the pipeline needs. 5 minutes of fear, 10 minutes of compliance, 1 irreversible payment. And if you pay once, the script doesn't end. It upgrades. Now, it's recovery, verification, final clearance. One last step, a second payment that feels smaller than the first. A third payment that feels like the only way to undo the second. And suddenly you're not being robbed in one moment. You're being walked down a staircase. Scroll 3, why victims fall for it. The most useful myth in this entire economy is that victims are stupid. It protects the system because it keeps everyone else calm. If you believe only dumb people get scammed, you stop checking yourself. And scammers love that. Most victims don't fail an intelligence test. They fail a stress test. Because the scam campus is designed to trigger the same survival circuits in almost anyone. Authority, urgency, and isolation are the 3 main levers. Authority works because humans are social animals. We're trained to obey confident voices with institutional language. Uniforms, titles, case numbers, and procedural steps short-circuit skepticism. Even when the story doesn't fully make sense, the tone feels official. Urgency works because it collapses time. When you feel rushed, you stop exploring alternatives. You stop verifying, you start complying. And the scammer doesn't need you to believe them forever. They just need you to believe them long enough to pay. Isolation is what makes the other 2 levers lethal. If you can't consult anyone, you can't reality check. So the script doesn't just say, act now. It says, stay on the line. It says, don't tell anyone. It says, don't speak to your bank, because a second voice is the enemy of the scam. Then there's the quiet trigger most people underestimate. Shame. Shame doesn't just keep you paying. It keeps you silent. It keeps you from reporting quickly. And delayed reporting is oxygen for the pipeline. They also use cognitive overload. Too many steps, too many instructions, too many moving parts. When your brain is juggling details, it can't evaluate the whole picture. So you follow the next instruction, and then the next. And suddenly you've crossed a line you didn't see coming. This is why the best victims are often responsible people. People who want to fix problems fast. People who don't want conflict. People who respect authority. People who feel embarrassed asking for help. And once the scam takes one payment, another bias kicks in. Sunk cost. You've already paid, so your brain wants to believe it wasn't for nothing. So you keep going, trying to finish the process, trying to close the case, trying to get back to normal. That's the trap. The scam campus doesn't just steal money. It steals your ability to slow down. And in the space where you would normally breathe and verify, they insert the next instruction. Scroll 4. Training and KPIs. A scam campus doesn't survive on talent. It survives on repeatability. So they train people the way sales floors train people. Not to understand a product, but to control a conversation. Tone first, pace second, confidence always. New recruits learn a simple rule. If you sound certain, people lend you certainty. So they practice sounding official. They practice speaking in procedures. They practice saying, for your security, like it's a magic phrase. Then they learn the script as a sequence, not a story. Open with legitimacy, introduce the threat, create urgency, isolate the target, push them into small steps. Never give them time to call anyone else. Never let the call go quiet. They train objection handling like a playbook. If the victim hesitates, you reassure and repeat. If the victim challenges you, you redirect to policy. If the victim asks for proof, you produce something fast and messy. If the victim wants to hang up, you scare them about consequences. Because the goal is not debate. The goal is compliance. And compliance is measured. Calls per hour, pickup rate, time on call, conversion rate, average take, refund rate. How many targets moved to payment today? How much cash cleared this week? Leaderboards do the psychological heavy lifting. They turn harm into points. They turn points into status. And status is how you keep a room full of people doing things they won't describe outside the room. Then there's the escalation ladder. If a victim resists, the call gets handed upward. A supervisor, a fraud specialist, a case manager, a deeper voice with stronger authority and tighter language. The victim hears hierarchy and assumes legitimacy. Inside the room, hierarchy keeps workers afraid of falling behind. Good calls get replayed, not to celebrate service, but to copy manipulation. Top performers become templates. New hires imitate their phrasing, their rhythm, their calm threat. This is how the scam campus becomes efficient. Not by being smarter than the victim, by making the process consistent, by turning empathy into a tool, by turning fear into a metric. And when theft becomes a metric, the next question becomes inevitable. How do they extract money in a way that the victim can't undo? Scroll 5. The payment pipeline. The close isn't the end. It's the moment the scam becomes irreversible. Because persuasion is only half the job. Extraction is the real skill. Scam campuses choose payment methods for one reason: speed and the difficulty of reversal. They push victims toward rails that move fast and don't come back easily. Gift cards are popular because they're instant. Once the code is read aloud, the value is gone. Wire transfers are popular because they feel official. A wire sounds like banking, not theft. Crypto is popular because it crosses borders cleanly. And clawbacks are rare once it's moved. And then there are mule accounts. Bank accounts held by intermediaries who move money onward in smaller hops. Sometimes those mules know what they're doing. Sometimes they're recruited with lies and easy work promises. Either way, the effect is the same. The money gets separated from the victim and scattered into distance. The call stays live during payment for a reason. Silence creates doubt, and doubt kills conversion. So the agent narrates the payment like tech support. Step 1, Step 2, read me the code, confirm the amount. They also manage the victim's environment. Don't hang up. Don't talk to bank staff. That last one matters. Bank staff are trained to recognize fraud and interrupt the process. So the scam campus isolates the victim from the only people who could stop it. Then it adds urgency again, right at the point of no return. If the victim hesitates, the tone hardens. Now it's consequences, penalties, frozen accounts, legal trouble. And once the first payment clears, the script evolves. Now it becomes recovery. They promise to reverse the damage, but they require another fee to unlock the reversal. This is the staircase effect. Each payment is framed as the last step needed to undo the previous one. And that's why victims keep paying. Not because they believe the scam more each time, because they're trying to escape the hole they're already in. And the campus keeps moving the ladder one rung higher. Scroll 6, the protection layer. So why does this survive? Why doesn't it disappear the moment it's exposed? Because scam campuses are built with survival in mind. The first shield is distance. The victim is in one country, the callers are in another, and the money moves through a third. Every border adds friction. Friction slows investigators, slows banks, and buys the campus time. The second shield is disguise. From the outside, a scam campus can look like a normal outsourcing office. A lease, a reception desk, a payroll, a company name that sounds legitimate enough to pass a landlord. And the third shield is churn. When attention rises, operations rebrand and relocate. New office, New numbers, new scripts, same playbook. They also compartmentalize roles. The voice you hear is rarely the person who controls the money. Floor agents are disposable. If a crackdown happens, the operation can sacrifice the lowest layer and keep moving. Because the real value is not the room. It's the script library, the payment routes, and the contact lists. Move the money, rotate the infrastructure, repeat. Scroll 7, warning signs. If you want one advantage over a scam campus, it's this. They need you rushed, isolated, and slightly afraid. So the first warning sign is urgency. Any call that says act now is trying to steal your time. The second is secrecy. If they tell you not to tell anyone, that's not security, that's control. The third is isolation. If they demand you stay on the line, they are blocking verification. Real institutions don't fear verification. Scam campuses do. The fourth is payment method. If someone asks for gift cards, crypto, or a wire to a safe account, stop. That isn't a process. It's an exit ramp for your money. The fifth is authority theatre. A supervisor suddenly joining, a case number, a threat of arrest, a scripted calm voice. Authority that can't be verified is just pressure with a costume. And pressure is the product. So here's the interrupt script. Hang up, breathe. Verify using a number you find yourself. Call the bank using the number on your card. Call the agency using the official website, not the callback number they give you. If you're in the middle of paying, stop the transaction immediately. If you already paid, report it fast and tell your bank and the platform what happened. Speed helps victims. Delay helps scammers. Because the most dangerous scams don't look like crime. They look like a workflow, a calm voice, a checklist, a deadline. And if you learn to recognize the pattern, you break the spell. Not by being smarter than them, by refusing to be rushed. This is Ledger of Lies. Subscribe for more lies.